Hi everybody, welcome back to the Whimsical Librarian. I'm Jennifer and I'm just enjoying a nice warm day in the house. It's freezing cold outside, it's still really cold. Yesterday it was 13. I know I still have the same top on because I just woke up and said, you know what, I'm gonna wear this around the house because honestly I wore it yesterday, didn't get it dirty, and thought just the morning would be good to get it. So it's like maybe 10 o'clock in the morning, and here we are, and we are going to look at this next book, and it's called Pardon My French Press. I just think this one is a great little book. I have recently finished it, and I am excited to get into it. This story is about a girl, her name is Portia, and his name is Christian. Christian is the franchise owner that's beginning to do his adventure to the coffee business, and Portia is currently the worker for the coffee shop that has been sold. So this book is by J.P. Sterling. She is an amazing author. I've read a couple of her books this year. She is, oh, should I say last year? I'm sorry. In 2023, and I want to read more. I'm excited for her books to come out, and so this is Pardon My French Press, and I giggle about this title because it used to be like when you went to say something and you said something wrong, I would say pardon my language, or pardon me, or something like that. So pardon my French is one word that I used to use all the time, is pardon my French, which meant the bad language that might have come out of my mouth as a teenager or a young adult. But now that I'm middle-aged, let's just say that we're going to be middle-aged this year, I'm a little bit more reserved of what I say. So pardon my Fresh Prince. Oh, sorry, that is not the wording, but I've said that twice today. Pardon My French Press. That is the title. J.P. Sterling, she's amazing. Thank you so much, J.P., for giving me a copy of your book to read, and for your friendship. Thank you. So today I want to tell you about her book, and it's about Christian and Portia. Portia is working a shift the night before the new owner comes. So she's trying to get the store all ready, cleaned up, and all this, and this awful snowstorm hits. And so it's freezing cold, it's snowing, you know, it's just a horrible day. And so she shuts down the coffee shop, she's cleaning it all up. She gets a little bit hungry. But while she's getting hungry, she goes and she reaches for a Oreo cookie. So the Oreo cookie, you know, who doesn't like Oreos? So she grabs this cookie and she begins to eat it. So let me tell you more about Christian. Christian is a new guy from the area. He recently got help from his grandmother to buy this coffee loft franchise. He couldn't buy the whole business, so he bought the franchise. She wanted him to be a tool man and or tool truck man, and start a business that way. And they didn't agree. So anyhow, he comes into town and he's like, okay, I got a nice hot bed, I'm gonna go to sleep tonight, I'm gonna go into the work tomorrow, and I'm gonna clean it all up, make it pretty, and we're opening on, I don't know, I think Saturday they said, or Friday, I don't know. That might have been the last book. Anyhow, sorry about this. I yawn a lot and I don't know why, because I'm not really tired. It's just really warm in this room. So, he goes to get a room at the hotel that he's reserved, and he goes up to the hotel management and says, you know, this is my name, I'm Christian, I'm here for my hotel room. And they proceed to tell him that he does not have a reservation there. There is no such name, and that the place is booked. And so when he's like, well, I called like a month ago and got this reservation, and like I can show you the confirmation and everything. And they said, well, we have no more room, we are all sold out. And so he's like, okay, can you make arrangements for me to slide in a room anywhere? And they're like, no, there's nothing available, not this week. And so they go on to talk about it, and they're like, oh, there's another place down the road that you can try, and here they might have room, but I don't know, you'd have to go down and check it out. So when he goes down to check it out, he's like, it is freezing cold, I'll just go to my office and sleep the night away, you know, at least it's warm in there and I can turn on the furnace and whatever. So he takes his bag and he goes to the coffee loft, which is only like a mile or a couple blocks away or something like that. And he proceeds to walk in. Well, when he walks in, there's a woman in there. And he hasn't said a word. And this woman is coughing. Well, that woman is Portia. And Portia's choking on that Oreo. And he goes and gives her, like, rescues her, like, gets it out of her mouth and stuff. Like, does the Heimlich. It doesn't say Heimlich in there, but I would say that it was Heimlich that he gave her. And I just want to say that, you know, what would have happened to Portia if he wasn't there? Would have been scary. But he came, he rescued her, and he goes, hey, what are you doing here? And she goes, well, what are you doing here? I work here. And he goes, well, I don't know that. I'm the new owner, and I haven't hired you. And she said, I have been here like a long time. You know, I love this place, and this is where I work. And he goes, oh, okay, well, you can go for the night. And she goes, so do you want me to come back in the morning? He goes, yeah. So he goes and he does this, and he's like sitting there talking about it. And I'm like, he's like, okay, so now I get to rest. The woman's gone, the shop's locked up, it's nice and warm, I'm getting cozy in my office. There's a couch in there, you know. And he gets a phone call. And he goes, hello? And his sister answers. His nickname for her is Elle. But there's another name for her, and I'm not going to tell you. That way you can look for it in the book. And Elle calls and says, hey, what are you doing? And he's like, just starting the new coffee loft. And he's getting ready to open his store, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, hey, how would you like some help for a couple of days? Okay, yeah, come on down. So he says his goodbyes and thinks a couple of days later she'll be down to help him and everything will be great. He hasn't seen her for a long time and just really misses his sister. So about 15, 20 minutes later, I would say, there's a knock at the door. Well, who in their crazy mind would be out at this time, in the snow, in this weather? Guess what? It's Portia. Or not Portia, sorry. It's Elle. Elle has already come. She knew where he was, wanted to be here, and she has like a motive behind it, but that's for the book. I'm not going to tell you about that. So anyhow, Portia stays, and they both are like crowded in this place. And they open the store the next day. There's like nobody there, like totally nobody there. And so there's this big fight over a French press because Christian says there's no French presses in my store. It is not allowed. And Portia's like, well, I bring my French press, and that's my French press, and I drink French press coffee. And he said, you can't have it here. She said, but it's my French press. You can't do nothing about it. Goes on and goes on. Anyhow, he fires her because he's mad and stuff. So the next day, you know, that happened. And, you know, Elle's like, maybe you should hire her back. And he's like, no way, that's not going to happen. So they go on, and it's like the third day that he's there. And he walks outside to get some fresh air before they open the store. And he's like, okay, I'm going to take a walk. Excuse me. Well, so he walks down the street just a little bit. And he stops to get, you know, just look around, see what's going on. See what his area's like. So Portia is standing like a block away or a couple doors down or something, and she is doing her matchmaking skills. She has an app for matchmaking, and it's called, I want to say it's called like something like You Won't Need a Second Date or something. They all fall in love at the first date. I can't remember what it's called though. No, I apologize for that. But what's so funny is Gavin is not Gavin, Christian is standing there, and he's just doing his thing. And she goes and she leaves and she takes her French press and all that stuff. And he's like, well, you can't sell here. You need to go on down the road. So she does that. She goes back to work where she's working her second job. And her second job is as a dog walker. So she's walking this dog, this big burly dog, I would say. And his name is Oliver. And Oliver is just like, that's what she uses to get the single men coming to her and stuff, to hand an app out, a paper about her app. And so they've been to the park and they're walking around and they come by where the store is, and she's like, we'll just go by the store, see how they're doing, blah, blah, blah. And anyhow, the dog sees a good looking man and that's his job, and he like mauls this guy down. I mean, like, he takes him for a tumble. Not only did he take him for a tumble, but he tumbled him down a set of stairs. So the guy lands on the ground with the dog on top of him, and this woman is going, Oliver, are you okay? And he goes, forget about Oliver. Your dog pushed me down the thing. And he's like, I don't know if I know that name or what, you know, like, it sounds familiar, but I don't know. And she's like, well, you're the one that made my dog fall down the thing. And he's like, blah, 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 blah. They start bantering back and forth. And she goes, Christian? And he goes, Portia, is this your dog? And she's like, no, it's not. It's just the one I walk. So to kind of help like relieve that incident and hopefully not get the dog in trouble or her in trouble, she helps him up the stairs and back to the coffee loft. And then they start getting, bantering as they're walking and stuff. They get into the coffee loft and they decide that she's gonna get ready and leave. And Elle goes, what happened to you? And he goes, I got pushed down the stairs by a dog, which is hilarious because I could see this like happening. Just this big old man just getting ran over by a dog. Fun part is that I really have been talking too much about the pre-parts of this book, but the good parts are that Portia temporarily goes back to help him work because he comes to her apartment, which is 10 floors up on this building, because he thought, okay, whatever, I'll tell her sorry, sure, whatever, so the sister goes with him to make sure he says, I'm sorry, and will you come back to work for me temporarily? And so he's hurt and he's like, ow, 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 as he's going up the stairs. And she walks one way and he walks the other. And she's like, tap, tap, tap. And he's like, he taps. And she goes, what are you doing? And he goes, I don't want to be too loud because she might be asleep. And Elle goes, well, I called her and told her we were coming. So she knows she's awake. And so he goes, oh, well, she must not have been awake, so let's just go. And Elle goes, no, get back here. You're going to knock on the door. And she like pounds on the door, like makes it rattle. And it's so funny because, she's like, just wait here for a minute. And he starts walking off again, like he's going to get out of it. And the door cracks open and she goes, come on in. And he's like, oh, man. I'm going to have to talk to her. And I don't really want to talk to her right now because I'm so upset with her. So they come in her apartment and they're going on and they thank her for, all the work she did, but basically they're done. Well, she wants to check on him to see how he's feeling. and is like, are you doing okay? And he's like, I'm fine, don't worry about it. And she goes, well, who's opening your shop tomorrow? He goes, I am. And she goes, didn't you come to tell Portia something? And he goes, no. And she goes, okay, well, get ready to go. And he cracks back open the door and goes, I'm sorry about what happened. Would you like to work tomorrow until, at least tomorrow, until we can get me back to, better? So she's like, yeah, I'd love to. Well, the first day he worked, there was no customers. The second day, when Portia comes back, there's like lots of customers. They're busy, and they're really busy. But what's so funny is they like blend in together like their rhythms do. And they're working this coffee station. And Elle's there, and Elle's like, hey, I gotta go out, blah, blah, blah. I'll be back later. So she's like, hey, can I get some help out here? I need some help out here. And so he muddles his way out there and is like trying to help her out, but yet still sore. So he's like, they work really good together and everything, but he's still gruff with her, and she's still like, I don't care for you either. So this continues to go on, and if I tell you the whole book, you will not need to go read it. So I would like for you to check it out. I think you'd really fall in love with it. It is called Pardon My French Press. It is by J.P. Sterling. Here is the book. It is just a beautiful little book. It's not too short, it's not too long, it's just the perfect book. And then after you check out the book, please leave a comment and a like, and tell me what your next big read is going to be. Until next time, I thank you for watching, and let me just give you a sneak peek of what's coming up next in our video. And it's a book that I'm about to get started. It's called Been Wishing for a Latte Love by Tia Marley. This is the next book in the series. There's a total of 18. So I'm on number 3 right now. I'm gonna get my Kindle right here and get to it. And I will probably start a new video so that I can do some sprints to it. Never done sprints before, but I'm very excited to get to it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to share and like this video, and we'll see you next time at the Whimsical Librarian. Bye-bye.